All right, hey guys, welcome to BPV Bible Perspective. I'm Lynn Cornell, and um, who speaks for Black America? The rapper mogul, TV mogul, Ice Cube has been getting a lot of flack about meeting with President Trump on his plan for a contract for Black America. Well, why is he getting so much flack about that? Now, before we get into this, please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to BP The Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. Well, Ice Cube, some of the pros and cons of him meeting with Donald Trump. There are people who have said that they are that they didn't like it. Some criticized, some were neutral, some were supportive. So let's, I guess, kind of unpack it a little bit. Some people, some of the criticism that I've heard are not, in a sense, new criticism. And sometimes I wonder if those who are criticizing kind of just felt that maybe Ice Cube didn't come through them. You see this a lot, to me, with black elites, that they didn't come through them, that maybe Ice Cube got the audience that they wanted to get. But then there are those critics that have a good point, that Ice Cube, according to them, hasn't really worked and labored in and among black causes in the black community. So now, why does he want to all of a sudden now go to the White House and speak on the behalf of black people? I think both points are valid. What did he go to the White House and present? What he called a contract with Black America. Now, these kind of things are nothing new. Contract with Black America. You have people out there as we speak who, like Candace Owens, who has her Blexit, they paint the Democratic Party. Well, put it like this: they paint the black people support of the Democratic Party as a sort of plantation mentality. And so the question is, what have the Democrats done for black people? To that, I ask, what have the Republicans proposed to do? Where is their welcome at? You see, when I look at the Trump rallies, guess what? We're the black people, right? Candace, of course, her thing is not that she really is interested in a Brexit or a exodus of black people, because trust me, a lot of white people don't want that many black people on their side. It's almost kind of like where the churches, right? Too many black people show up, white churches move. A person like Candace Owens basically is just saying all of this because it makes white people feel good. She trashes black people because it makes white people feel good. But more serious, there have been people in the past that have had a contract with Black America. Travis Smiley, Cornel West, back during the Obama campaign, had a contract with Black America, and their goal was to say, "Hey, let's consolidate the black vote, and then kind of farm around to say, hey, who is going to listen to us? Who's going to take us serious?" It never took off because people kind of asked the question, who are you to speak for us? Nice effort, but again, who are you to speak for us? If you go back, even back in the 80s, there was a man by the name of Ralph Abernathy. He was Martin Luther King's right-hand man. And he got disillusioned with, I think, the way the black politics was going. And so he kind of jumped ship back there. He actually went to Ronald Reagan and said, hey, look, I will help you try to bring the black support over to the Republican side. Back then, people were very miffed at Ralph Abernathy. Because he was such an icon, they pretty much kind of like just kind of blew it off as, maybe the old man is kind of lost his marbles. Behind the scenes, there were a lot more in their feelings about it. The problem with Ralph Abernathy is that Ronald Reagan didn't need any black support. And he said that and told him so. Again, disillusioned, he kind of felt like a man with no home. My point is that there have always been people who have tried to speak for the black community to say, hey, we need better, we want better, we need to do better. So when we come back to Mr. Ice Cube, was he wrong in doing that? His thing is this. He says, well, we need to at least sit down and talk with people, the president, whoever the president is, we need to talk with him and say, hey, here are our concerns, here are our demands. And so, to those, I think, who criticize, maybe, like I say, some of it is legitimate, some of it is not, to say that maybe if he really wants to consolidate the black support, because even if he said a contract with Black America, who's signing the contract? Who's agreeing to the contract? And again, some of the criticism is going to Trump. What happened was that Trump and him sort of exploited the kind of talk as, hey, we got black people supporting us. And I think that was something that maybe Ice Cube should have looked out for. He acknowledged, hey, I know they was going to do it. I don't care. At least that's my understanding of it. So, but again, to come back to this question, who speaks for black people? Well, here's the point. No one single person speaks for black people, whereas black people are not monolithic. So, and again, the problem, so many problems, so many angles with this, is that when people talk about what is the government going to do for us, because we're not monolithic. For example, take Ice Cube himself. He is a multi-millionaire. What problems? In fact, him as a multi-millionaire, Trump has probably done him more, done better for him, because of taxes and things like that. Okay. If you're on the poorer end, okay, you're gonna get screwed anyway. If you're middle class, it's a different experience. So the idea is that when people say, a contract with Black America, that's why I said you have to ask yourself, who's signing the contract? Who's representing who? And what is this contract to say? What are you going to bring? Now, the bigger issue would be for this. I will put that contract, or at least the demands of the contract, on our leaders, those who are in office, those who can put bills on the tables. I would also shift and say, hey, let's look at the activists. To say, hey, you know what? Activists fight for us. Now, let's say this. There are activists fighting for us. But then there are other activists and government officials who are not. For example, when you think about those who are in office, what are you doing for your communities, for your districts already? And those are the real people who are going to make the change as far as what's going on in the black community. I'm not saying that Ice Cube's endeavor is not without its merit, or that he shouldn't. I'm going to say, hey, more power to you, because if he could have got something signed, more power to you. And just like, for example, when Kim Kardashian went to Trump and got the black lady that was released from prison, more power. Never mad at that. So I don't have a particular position on it. I think those who have been expressing have all valid reasons. So I think we all should be able to endeavor to fight on all levels. All right, guys, that is my perspective. Don't forget to like and share this video. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to BP The Bible Perspective. Till next time, I'll see you then.